Hey everyone, Anime Gaming Nerds here, bringing you my review of Fairy Tail Chapter 306. Now, this chapter was essentially about the fight between Gray and Rufus, and overall, the fight was decent along with the chapter. Now, the chapter basically starts off with all the people who's competing, all the Fairy Tail members who's competing in the last round of the tournament, and Mavis discussing how they're going to plan everything out. And Gray pretty much says he wants to fight Rufus, but Mavis doesn't think Gray will win. But he says he'll try. But he pretty much says he'll win with his emotions, not calculations. Which, as we all know, power stuff like friendships, emotions, and all of that junk is the second best power in anime and manga, right behind Heart of the Cards. But yeah. And then when we get to the actual fight now. This is actually this is one of the few fights in this arc that actually had some goddamn strategy. Now basically, Rufus, this is also a bit of a plot hole. That's why this fight was decent. It would have been good if this plot hole wasn't around there and if it was a couple more chapters longer. Basically, Rufus can memorize magic and use it for himself. Now the reason why this is a plot hole, in this chapter, he only uses Gray's magic. Why does he use all the magic from other wizards here in the tournament, like from Loxus, Natsu, or any member of the other guilds? It's just... seriously. This... and the fact he's one of the top 5 members of Sabretooth, it's sort of it's pretty much a plot hole right there. You could say he was arrogant, but it just doesn't make much sense. So basically, Gray tries his best in order to defeat him, but he keeps using the same... but essentially, Rufus keeps using these same attacks over and over. Uses what I mean is Rufus uses an attack Gray does, pretty much mimics him. And then Gray pretty much takes off his shirt, which, as we all know, if you take off your shirt, you become double the strength. And then he summons two ice swords, and summons a few ice swords. Then causes all of them to spin, and Rufus can't memorize them. He just can't. There's way too many to memorize, and Gray just pretty much goes and just hits Rufus with all of them at once. That part right there, when Gray just attacks him, that was a really awesome part of the chapter. Hands down the best part. But yeah, overall this chapter, I would say it's decent. It would have been good if it weren't for that plot hole. But yeah, this was a fight mainly on strategy. Gray had good strategy to beat Rufus. Just use a bunch of attacks at once, and Rufus won't be able to memorize them. That was a pretty good strategy to beat him. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, that was pretty much the end of the chapter. Mavis face is pretty much the fact that, like, he was right after all. Julia going all fangirl, and there's a nice shot of Gray pretty much putting Rufus's hat on. But yeah, overall, decent chapter, and this is one of, in my opinion, the few good fights of this arc, because while there were some while the beginning, the whole mean flashback, yeah, it did have to talk about emotions a bit, but ultimately this fight was about strategy on how Gray won. But yeah, overall, decent chapter. Anyways, I'm Anime Gaming Nerd signing out. Peace.